What's up? All right, so we're gonna be one of these days. I will understand you, my child. For now, I will be content with your love. But I really didn't move things. That's the thing. I didn't move them. They're always in the same place. The only thing that moves is the water bottle. What are we sniffing at, my love? Huh? She is literally right there in front of the camera. What? Hello. Oh. A water bottle. But, okay. I guess it's my life. I should just accept it. It still moved. You are correct. There's a couple of things in my actual desk spot that she does not like at all, and it scares the ever living crap out of her. Um, I have one of these really big brushes from Chimera that's used to dust a model off. So when it comes out, she tends to be scared of it for some reason. I don't know. I don't know why. She's like definitely afraid of it, and I'm like, I don't understand. This brush has done nothing to you, my sweet, but yet you're still scared by it. So, uh, I consumed parts of it. So uh, oh, come on. Um, so part of it that I cooked up some beef ribs or a beef plate for myself. That was consumed. A majority of it was, not all of it. I will eat it throughout the entirety of the week. Um, I'm a carnivore. I will not hide this fact. Uh, and no, Matt, I saw photos of it, which it was delicious. And I gotta give a shout out to Celebone. Celeblone. Cook some quail. Never had quail. I'll be honest, I've never had it. I, so one of the other photos that I posted was a um, chicken. For salads and lunch meats, I typically tend to use violet pink skin and because we're gonna paint our piggy. I kind of want to paint the piggy, and we're gonna need a basic brown. Or do I treat your plates as metallic? Let's get brown out and figure out where we go. Let's get brown. We'll get the brown. Oh, buddy, that's it. Sounds good. Uh, okay. Be safe. I'd rather just vibe and paint and talk about food. I like food. Food is good. Kind of not happy with the world right now, as everybody should be upset with it. Um, but so I usually buy 5 pounds of chicken thighs and 5 pounds of beef, or 5 pounds of thighs and 5 pounds of breast from a meat market I go to. Yeah, that's why I'm not happy about it. That's got to mute Spotify on my phone. I'm like, what is going on in the background? I hear something else. I forgot to turn Spotify off on my phone because I was walking around. Um, but I usually buy from my meat market 5 pounds of thighs and 5 pounds of breasts, and then I'll do two breasts and one thigh in a similar fashion. Uh, I didn't realize I ran out of freezer meat. Yeah, I'm not overly happy with it. I saw that last night and kind of shut down after stream. I had nice stream, relaxed, was fun, and then all of a sudden opened up my email and I was just like clicking through it and clearing out stuff, and I was like, oh. So for our otter, I need some more browns anyway, or I want some more browns for this feller. I want to keep the brown around him, but I want darker browns for other things. Zoom out a little bit. That's an otter. We got Cutie Patootie Sunday going on. So this is from Steamforge Games, the Animal Adventures pack. I backed their Kickstarter, God knows how long ago. I haven't finished putting his white fur underneath yet, and they're a little bit smaller than normal 28s, but it's meant to be that guy right there, Oshirk, the Sea Otter Cleric. So he's the healer of the party. I got Tusk, the Pig Barbarian, that I kind of want to paint because it looked cute. And then I got the baby goat druid out as well. It's just because it's fun. I just haven't painted them up. Oh, that's Nick. I'm sorry to hear that. No. So someone was talking to me about they're like, you need to get a catio for your cat. I said, that's not ever happening. And they go, why? I said, because I have too much wildlife around him. Yes. That is a great place for them. They can, as long as they do their job elsewhere, I agree with this. But when it comes to what you want to protect, feed them to the crows. Feed them to the crows. So I need some leather colors, and I'm just going to reach over black and brown. No mana. Cell is in Florida, which is Australia light sometimes. Well, I mean, it's live and let live until it impacts what you're trying to do. And it's part of life and protecting what's yours. Uh, what was this here? Where I'm at currently feels like 95. That is. Oh, it's not too far from where she was at. 37 or so. Yeah. If 80 is nearly 27, then we're getting into the 30s. And we're at 200 plus humidity or 100 humidity. So it's wet. Oh, it's too small to eat. That's sad. I'm very much respect the animal, but somebody got a good meal out of it, so that's all that matters. So 32, 33 for me. Kind of where I was at. My fan that I have staring at me right now says that, 77 is 25 degrees Celsius. So that's kind of basing it off of that. We don't need numbers to be perfect all the time, but some of the time we do want them. I mean, I look forward to it when it comes around, but right now, life has to do what it's doing. Boop, bloop, bloop. I want violet. Some of my pink skin. Oh yeah, it's great winter weather. 1 to 2 weeks, and it's just like, oh man, this is beautiful. Um, when I was taking my exam for professional engineering, clutch in my truck went out, and I was scrambling to fix it while studying for that. Oh, it's purple. It's just Chimera's violet. It's violet is, whew, it's a strong one. It's just mixed with a little bit of pink skin right now. Since I'm doing flesh, I would like to go from violet up to shiny skin tone, essentially for the picky. Oh, good. Are you red green colorblind or red blue colorblind? I guess is it red blue or is it red green or is it blue green? Non-metallic axe. I mean, this bacon bites back. And I did not do a good job of washing them because I'm getting paint beating up here and there. That's okay. Red deficient. Okay. I just remember somebody talking about it with Riot Games and how they tried to solve the red blue colorblind issues that were often had in video games because um, specifically for esports, the colors that were often selected for red, most teams typically had red or blue. I had some fancy bacon this morning with my waffles. Um, Specifically for pro play, they did not use red and blue for the standard colors, and it was usually blue. Is it blue and green? I think is what they would say. And even the casters would call it out as blue and green, and they would not call it out as red. Or no, was it red side? I'm trying to remember now. But yeah. Which I thought was an interesting discussion because I had never thought about how color blindness would impact video game play in the previous years. Ah, I gotcha. I'm just gonna land some base colors tonight, probably. We'll see what we get. So there is a person that in Arizona that jokes about uh hmm, interesting. Uh a guy from Midwinter Meetings is also colorblind. Adapt us. Adapt. How are you? Look, I'm not saying it's hot, but to shoot a ring. What kind of ring? We got No Mana hanging around, and we got Syllaboom hanging around as well. They're amazing and awesome. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I want that ring. Well, would you take the One Ring if you could get it, your hands on it? Hi. Hello, my love. What's up, sweetie? Did you want some attention? Hello. What's up? Did you have like a really long nap and you're frustrated that I didn't wake you up at dinner time? Hmm? Hmm. Yeah, did you see the... So I put some wheatgrass down for her, and I need to start growing another batch already. Because that container did not last long. At all. Yeah, someone tore into it really quick and really enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. I need to make a button for you. You know that? Just so people know that it's like the cat needs some attention. Just so I can push it really quick and just have a little image pop up. I need to talk to Pukra and see if I can use some of her emotes in our packages for you already. You are super sweet. You could have napped with me earlier today, but you chose not to. When I got home from my walk, I was curled up on the couch. Mm-hmm. Obviously, she's the art project right now. Okay. You've got that scared look on your face. I know. I know. I know. No. On my, so I use the Redgrass Games handles, and off to the left I had the metal thing, like one of those metal clasps that it can magnetize to. She it clanked and she kind of got spooked because I didn't want it accidentally getting knocked over. So you're okay, my love. So when it clanked, I was like, "Oh, you're gonna be scared of something, and I don't want you to accidentally like go on a terror or a rampage of something. So I'm going to remove you from the situation as gently and easily as I can and put you over on your cat tree." Hey, hey, No. Please, no. I will get the pink going here in a minute. I just want to get all of it base coated down as purple and violets, or violety, so I can. I like how I got the primer to stick to it, but I cannot get my paint to stick to it because it wants to bubble up. Bum. So when I was doing this guy right here, the wretch from Elden Ring, I followed the similar idea, which was base coat in purple and then essentially highlight it up using Caucasian skin and pink skin from that one company, Chimera. What's she swatting at there, sweetie? You want to hang out behind there? I'll let you hang out right there. I don't know why, but you can hang out there. If you start misbehaving, though, no, 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 no. Careful, careful. I do not want to try to wrangle you with your claws. Okay, come on. There we go. Katie Lou, how are you? I get nervous sometimes when she's on my desk because the wet palette is really close and she has tail swiped it before. And it's a lot of fun when you get her nails in your chest and you're like trying to like corral her and rinse her tail out really quick. A lot of fun. Great fun. 10 out of 10. Recommend all the time. I have a shirt where she had climbed all over me because she'd gotten her paws in there. Yeah. Yeah, she does want to paint as well. I'd like her to paint correctly and not, you know, I don't want her to accidentally like clean and lick herself and get sick. Oh, come on, paint. Stick to the model. Yeah, that's one of the things I dislike sometimes. So now we flood it. Oi, Smiling Beagle, welcome in. How are you doing? Let me check Twitch. Oh. Ah. Uh-oh. Is it the same Punisher from the TV series, John, what's his name? I might actually go see that in the movie theaters then. I like the Punisher. I like that actor as the Punisher. He did a really good job. Yay! Sucks about your allergies though. I have not heard from Battle Ready either. Yeah. I might I might consider unholy methods in tracking him down. I might consider them. Um, I know no man is not looking forward to it, but the new Superman I am looking forward to, just because it looks like a Superman I would enjoy. John, yeah, John Burtellis. That's him. That is the Punisher. Apparently he made up the whole one bear, two bear story on site. So I went and saw several movies because I had a partner at the time. I have not since then traversed to the movie theaters as much. The last one I saw in theaters was Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, the second version of it. No, I take that back. I went and saw Mission Impossible with my parents because they wanted to go see it. The Final Reckoning, which my God, it's actually metal. It's not strap. So, Into the Spider Verse, we had originally slept on the movie, the first version of it with Miles Morales. It came to DVD or it was on a streaming service at one point. And my partners at the time said we should watch this just because I was like, oh, this Spider-Man movie came to blah 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 blah. Let's watch it for dinner one night. We both watched it and we both stared at each other and we could not believe how good it was. It was an extremely sweet, well thought out story. Miles is like a very likable, relatable character. The soundtrack was good. Dune 2 was good too. Which I was upset with my neighbor because we could not talk about. If you can find it, No Mana, I would encourage you to watch Into the Spider-Verse. I would encourage it. if you liked Arcane and you liked that family story, just like that dynamic action, well thought out storytelling, that movie will be, yeah, trust it. Don't think of it as a Spider-Man movie. This is not your normal Spider-Man. This is a Spider-Man. It's a different Spider-Man. Um, Coworker that doesn't like animated movies watched it. He said, "That's actually not bad. It's just too long for him." This is Spider-Man. So the interesting part of this story is that it's the multiverse is getting screwed up, and the Spider-Man that's there is actually supposed to be a bad guy. But ends up not becoming Spider-Man. Yeah. I mean, Batman's good. We're just still waiting for like good movies to come out consistently. Ba-da-ba. I like the animated stuff, but it's few and far in between, and then they're switching up their animation styles too frequently sometimes, and it annoys me. Because Batman by Gaslight was a very interesting story. Or Gotham by Gaslight, I'm sorry. Uh, and then I don't know what they were doing with Black Label, but they seem to have lost their way, which kind of annoys me. Yeah. If you like The Amazing Spider-Man, you're gonna like Spider-Verse because it brings a lot of that feeling and that type of Spider-Man to the front. Because for a while we were watching or actively watching the DC animated series or DC movies for different things, and I really like Batman. Um, he was one of the heroes that I grew up watching consistently. Him and Superman. So uh, the so DC was doing animated series, and they had a plan to combine them all, but then they failed at it somehow. I don't know what they were doing. Um, but the last Death of Superman animated series was kind of the end of that genre. That kind of annoyed me. Bacon! You are correct. We are trying to work in the pink so it looks a little less blue for so. Batman the animated series was beautiful in terms of lore. The Some of the animated stuff they're doing now is just kind of they're pulling a lot from the new 52 and uh I forget the other version of the comic. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I look forward to. Um, for me, it was one of the few things that my dad actually liked doing. So convincing him to go see a movie was easy. Asking our parents to go see a movie was easy as well, because growing up back in the day, movie theaters always had air conditioning, and sometimes it would help, you know, for parents to drop their kids off at the movie theaters and let them have a couple of hours of peace. Or it was a place for them to all take the kids and not have to worry about air conditioning at the house. Yeah. And I mean, it depended on what the movie was. But so growing up, my dad was a truck driver. So sometimes when he had long ways to wait, what he'd do is he'd go to a movie theater. He'd sit at like the truck stops when they had movie theaters inside of them. Not like great big ones, but where they could, put movies on and watch. It was actually not bad. But yeah, I mean, it was just a thing for them to do. Oh, how things have changed indeed. I mean, there was a time I was sent to the corner store to buy cigarettes for my dad with a note. But, yeah, you could smoke in theaters. There were smoking sections in restaurants. There were airplanes. You could smoke on them, which people are like, you could never smoke on airlines. I'm like, that's definitely a lie. I remember that. Oh, yeah. Pop, pop, pop. Hmm? So, it like back in the day, that if you ever watch Dreamland on okay. So, interesting fact about Disney. Walt Disney always kept a piano near him and apparently was a terrible chain smoker. So they actually photoshopped cigarettes out of him for like a lot of the official artwork or the official publications of stuff. Oh yeah. I was born in 81. I've seen a lot of similar things. Solitaire, thank you for that follow. Welcome in. This is Sunday night, which we paint cute things. I'm working on a pig barbarian from Animal Adventures. Thank you for that follow. We listen to electronic and lo-fi kind of stuff, and we just kind of vibe and be chill. If you want horrors of the world, just go look at Reddit. Oh, I know, smiling. It's just, I remember a large charge of why people quit smoking back in the day was when the Federal Institute of, or the federal government banned smoking inside of federal buildings. Is what kind of helped drive and kickstart the everybody quitting smoking. I am the oldest. Hopefully that looks a little less blue to sell. I hope it does. In all reality, I probably could have skipped the violet step. But there's so little to this guy. Or there's so, like, I have all of these plates of armor that I can paint however I want. Thank you for that stretch, Katie. Oh, Esket. I went for a really long walk for an hour today, so I may be a little stiffer than I thought. Oh. Oh. Feels good. Oh. She is no longer. Oh, KT, question for you. I don't use that. Don't need it. I have no rings and I am singale. I am flying solitaire. If you're still popping about, KT. To be fair, if I'm going to steal anybody's Viagra, it'll be Ragens. Uh, yeah, I had a question for you, KT. Um, for your blends of fur and horses and stuff like that, do you use makeup brushes, or you're using like a makeup sponge and stippling the ever living bejesus out of it? That that's a big family there, smiling. Um, Okay. I was just curious. I was curious. I am being sloppy with my brush control. Wow. That's quite a bit for Mrs. Beagle. For that. She, ooh. And I mean, watching what was it? One of the remakes of DuckTales. That's what I was trying to think of. Wow. Oh, I'll get to the words eventually. Ooh, that's not easy. Under the Bed. You've recommended that once before, and I wrote it down, and I haven't watched it. Um, that was actually, I forget, was uh, did you ever watch the Hacksaw Ridge movie, No Mana, with Andrew Garfield in it? Yeah, that he was a Mormon in that one, wasn't he? Or they were Mormon adjacent, if I'm not mistaken, or was it just an extreme religious view? I take it you like Andrew Garfield. It was very Christian. That's right. I remember parts of it, or I was thinking about that um, because he was the first documented conscientious objector and refused to carry a weapon during the Vietnam conflict or police action or war, whatever we call it. Yeah, that one was World War II. You're right. Because he did that one with that was a Mel Gibson directed movie. Yeah. Because he didn't want to carry a rifle and he didn't want to shoot anybody, so he was constantly carrying them around. Yeah. If I remember the movie correctly, it's he didn't believe in firearms because of something he did with his sibling. Accidentally pushed him too hard. Yeah, he saved over 70 people. He stayed up on the ridge and was pulling them down all night long. We do have an ad starting up here. Kitty is not wanting to be here, so we will just hang out like this and just let the ads in progress roll. Those do not get ads. Keep chatting. Just farted and sat down in it. Why'd you do that? Mm-hmm. Where'd it go? Good? Seem like you're done. Okay. I need to remember to actually fill her treat toys up a little bit more and bring them upstairs. Um, the treat reward toys for puzzles. She is. You missed it, but she leapt from the ground all the way up to the top of that uh, cat tree. Yeah. It's one of the reasons why I'm kind of not wanting to trim her claws as much. Because she's been using them a lot lately to climb and jump high bounds like that. Hi, what are you doing? That is my light. Thank you very much, Missy. Hi. How are you, gorgeous? Are you happy to be next door to me? Huh? You just want to sit next to me? I know it's been a warm day. It's only gonna get warmer though. I would bring in your other bed that attaches to the desk, but I can barely get you to sit in it when I'm at my work desk. And we probably need to have a brushing up tomorrow as well. So I bought a really cheap silicone brush glove, like a really cheap one. Um, I see your flicky tail there, little missy. Let's be careful about where you flick that now. You don't want me picking you up and holding you under a sink while I rinse your tail out. You find a place? Are you helping? Hmm? Yeah, it's not escalating well. It's kind of what I thought would happen. Be safe. No mana. Be safe. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for your presence, my love. I need to check in with the coworker as well on Monday and see if I need to pick up the extra work for them. And I probably should check on my neighbor. Make sure that they're okay. I am concerned for your friends. Um, I know several of engineering colleagues that will have to be deployed, or they'll have to rotate over. I know a handful of people from my younger days that would have to cycle as well. Knew a couple of Marines during the uh, Freedom Action that talked about how he screwed up a couple of different pieces while there. Yeah. Um, I was talking to him, and he essentially was concerned. He considered doing a second tour because he had the option to, but they told him he would not be with the same unit, so he said not to. He was armored division with the Marines back in the day. You were a little bit closer to the front than he was. I knew a number of Marines from our town because our town made a couple of things really well. Drug addicts and soldiers. That was not the drug addict or a soldier. Yeah. Uh, But we were hanging out one New Year's Eve and talking about all that stuff. And he was like, "Yeah, well, he actually was on the news at one point for his screw up because he misunderstood a flag that was flying at the time because apparently black could mean one of two things and the signal did not indicate one way or the other, so he accidentally sent some shells where they weren't supposed to go at the time." Yeah. Never went and looked and followed up on some of the old high school mates as they were. Though one year I did randomly run across. So my brother calls me out of the blue. Uh, Calls me out of the blue one day during the Hillary election or Hillary Trump debate in St. Louis. He calls me and goes, "You remember that old guy, that guy you used to hang out with and play Legend of Zelda with, uh, Ken Bone?" I had to think for a few minutes and tried to remember. My brother then, and I go, "Yeah." He goes, "He just made national news for wearing an olive drapes suit, or not an olive drab suit, but a big red sweater that the internet lost their mind over." And then when he did his AMA, he got roasted for some of the stupid shit he did. But I had not actively looked for other friends or other people from high school. Yeah, it's more just we grew up together, and he forgot to cover his tracks on the internet, and he went and did an AMA, and woo, some of the things he said on Reddit. Sal, thank you for that stretch. Oh, is it looking a little less blue to you? Or is it just a different shade of blue? Oh. Mm. Looks like an odd cherry chocolate cake. Hmm, that's kind of awesome. Yeah, if I think about it, I'll post it up in a Discord for you, Nomad, if I remember to find it tomorrow. Uh, that was a weird time in my life, but he's no longer. Odd cherry chocolate. I like it. I like it. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum. I really like this playlist sometimes. Um, so he foolishly forgot to create a secondary account um on Reddit before he did his AMA after his, quote unquote 15 minutes of fame with the debate. The account that he was using to answer the questions from was the same account that he was looking at Gone Wild and was responding to posts there actively still and was not saying the wisest of things. Yeah, I just think about how much we have to be secretive sometimes, and some things you just don't want out there all the time. And not be like Haley Welsh. Doo da, doo da. We got my hammy. It is a battle pig. Very much is. He is Tusk, the barbarian. I gotta get his tusks painted, but battle bacon. Uh, in the grim dark of the 41st millennium, there is only pork. Yeah. Everybody's painting Emperor's Children in pink right now, so why can't I? He's the Emperor's chosen. War pork. Crusading for 1,000 years. What is the flow? I don't know. I would like to know. I've tried to go that way. It doesn't work well for me, so I stopped. Myself really quick. I need to paint in a couple of different brown details. Just so I know where my line's at to stay in. Oh, that's one of the reasons why I like painting fantasy the way that I do. Or painting fantasy is I can paint whatever the actual F I want and how I wish to see it painted. I have so many ideas floating in my head that I need to get them out correctly. Um, um, for some, Comes a question of, do you hobby to hobby or do you hobby to reproduce something? And I kind of like some of the approach, but I kind of agree with you is that it's, at some point it kind of becomes a little bit unfun. But for some, they make money that way, so it's like, oh, can you sell your soul for a little bit? Because I have done some reproduction work. When I started painting the Belmonth model, it was kind of reproducing what was there. Not reproducing everything, but it was following the paint guides or some of the Chimera book that I had. And I mean, it's, as someone pointed out to me, just because you read the book doesn't mean that you haven't given it your own style. Because I did want to replicate the box art on it. And I learned a lot. I learned so much on that figure sometimes. I don't know if you ever saw it, no, man. Uh, this is Belmont. Was one of the Chimera models that I painted up. But the original box art has him being very Skeletor in terms of vibes. And I followed along with the color palette he used, but a lot of it was the interpretation of how I thought it should be and what it looked like. He didn't really give me a lot of details on the bones, so I had to do my own on it. That was an interesting piece to work on. It taught me a lot, but at the same time, it's just enough different that it's like, oh yeah, that's definitely mine. Because that's one of the arguments for Golden Demon is that you have to paint in universe. So you have to paint the ultramarine the way the ultramarine is described. And I mean, for some, it's fine. It's just you have to find that piece that challenges you too.
Kendra, Falling Freely just showed up with 12 viewers. Hope they have treats.
Wait, no, falling. This works the other way. I'm supposed to rate into you. I'm supposed to rate into you. That's how this is supposed to work. Oh. I'm always panicking, no mana. Welcome in, Raiders, on Painty Paint Paints. We do cute things on Sunday. We're working from Steamforged Games. I'm working on Warpork as No Mana Man and a couple of Come to Call 'em. This is Tusk from the Animal Adventures Far Away Kickstarter that I backed a number of years ago. Given all of the horrors that go on, and Monday's right around the corner, I figured I would do essentially, yeah. And for those that don't, on my side, if you've never seen Falling Freely, rate into them or give them a follow. We do have Sal. They have the cookies. The Gen guy. Hold on one second. This guy? She is a very awesome painter, person, has a sticker club as well. So they have really cute stickers too. The Goblin Wizard is one of my favorites. Um, when I picked back up the hobby, I was following the box art for this guy, which is over here. So easily accessible. Um, I backed this Tenbei, The Fate of Astaria. It is from Chimera. And it was the big art book for what he looked like there. So in the art, you got to follow along with Fabrizio Ruscio. Yeah. He painted in the Skeletor vibes, and I wanted to do the same thing. I really did. I thought it worked really well for the figure. I really liked it. I really like playing with this color purple. It's gorgeous. Yep. Um, that's when I picked up mine as well. So he was from the first version, I think, and I picked up. This was technically the second bust. First bust I finished. Second bust I started. And I kind of followed along with some of the art that he described and followed his process along. I don't care for his non-metallic metal. I did not like it at all, and how he accomplished it. I don't know. Does following have this figure to print? Paint? Ah. Um, it's where I found some interesting aspects. And I still read into that book and look into that book and how some painters tackled different things and learning and starting to understand how undercoats work and painting undercoats. It was a very interesting process for me. Um, I was very far out of my depth for a long time with painting, and it kind of helped humble me a little bit and bring me in line to what I am doing now today. So we have our battle tusk. Just a smidge. It's a little bit smaller than 28. A little bit smaller. But he's such a cutie. Just running along with a big old battle axe, swinging it around. So much fun. On Monday, I will be painting up the Chibi Astaria. Take care of yourself, Falling. Thank you for the raid. Be awesome. Be lovely. And do awesome things. Yeah. I'd gone through some personal things, and I started streaming and painted almost that guy entirely on different streams. It just took me a while to find my groove, as it were. But we paint the pretty goofy things now. And we paint primarily fantasy figures. Monday, I challenge myself with Mix It Up Monday. I will paint from only primary colors. It makes all of my colors that I will use on a figure. Astaria is going to be the one that I start working on. Simply because she's so cute. And I like her. And then on Wednesday, we paint board game type things up from different games. We have Blade the Wolf. Just for reference, our piggy's a little bit smaller than 28. Get your food. Nom 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 nom. I mean, I said nothing fancy, but I was kind of a set it and forget it kind of cook. I'll make chicken salad. I'll make salads with chicken during the week. Mm. And unfortunately, I have to put this up because I do have to work tomorrow. Work. Unfortunately, I only stream for about 2 hours a night. 2 hours on Monday, Wednesday, and Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday. I stream for about 2 hours. On Fridays and Saturdays, I tend to stream for an extremely long period of time, work on larger pieces that may or may not get entered into conventions. This week we'll probably be starting Galen and Honesty and working on other things other than his base. We're in goggles. We might say he's wearing goggles. We'll have to figure that out later.
down the stretch.
Okay. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Bacon, it makes everything better. If I have to fight a pig with an axe for bacon, I'm probably gonna be like, okay, I'm good. I'm good on the bacon. There was somebody talking about uh, the British and how their whole thing back in the day was to invade and countries and colonize them for their spices. And the only thing they use in their cooking is pepper. I mean, I don't do that anymore, but definitely having like leftover bacon for things. I've started being more mindful about how much I eat and keep around in the house, because if I keep it at the house, I'm definitely eating it. It's just like, just don't buy it anymore. Yep. Hard. Hard when you have to like balance all of that stuff and keep everything in check. Because I definitely have that addictive personality that will gorge themselves on something. One of the reasons why I kind of stopped buying cookies and stuff, but I still buy them every so often. It's like, yeah, I should have done that. You take care as well, no man. Let's go find us a safe place to go raid into. Who is on? We wonder who. Ro usually goes off around the same time I do. Looks like Quantum's up and running, so we're going to go say hello to him. Because Pain and Really Get never comes and sees me, so I'm going to go see him. Thank you all for stopping by. Thank you for hanging out with me. And always be awesome. Enjoy Monday. And let's remember it's going to be a great day.